The opinions and views expressed by the hosts of this podcast are intended solely for the entertainment purposes. None of the content should be taken seriously or as factual. No personal disclosure, revelations, or accusations are being made. Additionally, we advise against attempting any actions discussed on this podcast.
So drink responsibly and enjoy the show.
This is kind of a little off topic though, bro. This is way completely off topic a little bit, but I was talking to my man. He was talking about the D Rose situation or whatnot. You know, getting his jersey, like.
Yeah, shout out to D Rose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So my thing is, do you guys think he deserved to get his jersey like
for
retired?
the Bulls?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hell fucking yeah.
Absolutely.
So?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Hell no.
he-
That's crazy.
You don't think D Rose deserves
I ain't
it?
gonna lie. So
Bomb Lanier, he didn't even get his jersey.
I ain't go. That's crazy. So
Fucking with you.
Of course. Big rocks.
me for a second, I don't believe so though, bro. I don't think he shot. I'm not saying he's a bad player or anything like that. Like
Bruh.
he's like he accomplished a lot, and I know for a fact that because of what he did, like the only thing that was hindering is his injuries and shit.
Yeah.
But I personally think
ACLs.
right, but like he never really won a chip, bro. Like he never.
I seen somebody
necessarily-
say that.
A lot of
I seen
people-
somebody say that something similar like that on social media. I almost broke my thumbs off typing "fuck you."
It's okay though, but.
Wait, repeat that?
No, I say he never won like a championship, bro. That's I think, but and I understand because it hindered with his injuries and shit
See,
though. So
I
my
don't-
thing to retire somebody's number, I was like I personally think if you retire somebody's number, is like, bro, you went like above and beyond, which he did, and he played through a lot of injuries and shit though. But I'm saying like the fact that he never really like.
Do you
Shit,
think?
my
so do you
Nets,
think
we just
championship?
retired? We just retired Vince Carter number.
And he didn't do
Vince
anything.
Carter-
He
Bruh.
didn't even win like.
He wasn't even on
I
that
know.
team that went to the finals.
I know.
He didn't even win
I know.
Eastern Conference.
I know.
Yeah, that
We didn't even retire Kenya Martin, and he went to the finals.
I think the only person y'all legitly retired that I feel like I respected was Jay Kidd.
J Kidd.
it was Jay Kidd. We retired
Yeah.
Vince Carter.
So the real question
And
is,
Vince Carter jersey retired in Toronto too?
it just got retired
think
because
so,
he was.
yeah.
Not
he-
yet. Not yet.
I
No,
know.
No, he just got retired.
I think
I
just
think-
retired.
Y'all retired it a year before. Vince Carter retired last year.
We just retired this year.
Y'all both retired him the same year, but his shit just got raised
Yeah,
up.
we
Yeah,
did,
'cause
we
I
did
saw
both.
him
We
some
did both
crying.
this year.
Toronto too?
Yeah.
Mm.
So here's my thing. When we retire jerseys, right? Are y'all looking at, and just for y'all, just personal, y'all personal opinion, are you retiring a jersey for somebody because of impact or championships? Because Derrick Rose impact on Chicago
Oh yeah, he
was probably the second. Sounds so blasphemous.
But I said before. Before Jordan.
After Jordan.
After
Jordan,
Jordan,
I'm
he's
at
the
the-
That was the
he's
best.
biggest after
He was the
Jordan.
biggest thing after Jordan.
Yeah. Yes.
So again, with going back to Vince Carter in Toronto, that was the best thing Toronto had.
Him and Tracy.
Him and Tracy.
Tracy,
Other
yeah.
than that, and I'll say another thing. I think Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry will have their jerseys retired in Toronto because they brought them
but
the
not
championship.
but not DeRozan.
But not DeRozan.
Oh, DeRozan was definitely.
I feel like DeRozan should,
But he's not.
but I would put Lowry and Kawhi before I put DeRozan.
So there's two different debates about that.
That's what I'm saying. So this is why I want to find out where y'all fall. Are you retiring a jersey because of impact,
Or
are you
longevity.
retiring the
Well,
impact,
it gotta be-
longevity,
it gotta be
or
impact.
championships?
It got to be impact.
Gotta be a
So
painful.
championships goes with impact.
Yes.
No, it don't because
Nah.
Robert Horry won 7 with the Lakers. They ain't retiring his jersey. He won 7.
He didn't win
7
all
in
with
general,
Lakers. He
but
didn't win all Lakers.
Right, but I'm saying though he didn't.
He had no impact.
So
He's just a
Kawhi is the ultimate example of that. Where 1 year he does it all for you, brings you the championship you haven't ever had. To
You
that
never
point.
snipped. You never
Never
been
even-
to the finals.
Never
He
even
has-
sniffed to that.
yeah,
He
I
gon-
think
he
they
has a
were
dip.
going to Eastern Conference Finals and getting smacked by LeBron.
LeBron ran the East.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
So,
gonna get the Tiber jersey. He
He's the
gonna
ultimate example of impact and championships all in one
one
year.
shot. Yep.
But
That-
not championship.
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 Just one. He got
Yeah.
two.
So D Rose,
Only one with Toronto though.
Yes.
D Rose was actually the only antagonist in the East
For LeBron.
for LeBron.
Yeah.
So
And he won the
was one of
MVP.
only- so
One
he's
of
the
them twice.
youngest MVP
There was
ever
only
too.
one of them.
Yeah, that's
There
true.
was more. There was the Celtics with Paul
Paul Pierce.
Pierce.
They won
He's
one.
Sort of
Paul
he's sort of the
George.
in between because he's post Celtics where they go to back to back finals, and he's pre LeBron going to Miami.
But you gotta remember,
And
They were the
before,
number-
before the Pacers. He was
they
before
was
the Pacers
before
run.
Paul George, but he was
Wait,
that
was
year
it
he blew his
three?
knee.
Or was it not the same time he went to.
He was the MVP happens I think right.
Look
Wait,
that up.
2
George.
years-
What year? Where he went to Miami?
No, that wasn't the same. George, look that up. Look what year D
The
Rose won
MVP happens.
LeBron
I
went
think,
in 2010. I want to say
2012.
to Miami.
to Miami.
Yeah,
I think it goes Celtics championship.
but the Celtics wasn't. I could be wrong. I
No,
don't
I'm
think.
lying.
I think the Celtics was done when LeBron. No, LeBron was there with the Celtics.
Yeah, he was. I think.
So
Yeah,
I think
LeBron was still there.
I think after the Celtics, I think that the next year, I think that's the
Celtics won in
I
09.
think that's when LeBron goes to. LeBron goes to
10 or
Miami.
11.
was what?
And
D
that's
Rose?
the Dirk Nowitzki.
No.
That's the Dirk Nowitzki championship year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was the first year.
Because remember, he blew his knee in the playoffs, and I think they got eliminated.
in
No,
New-
he
in
didn't
New
blow his
York,
knee in the
right?
playoffs. He blew his knee in the regular season.
No, he blew.
No, he blew his knee in the playoffs. Remember,
the Knicks.
no, I'm talking about D Rose.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Knicks. He playing the Knicks. He blew.
No, he blew his knee against like Philly.
I think it was.
It was Philly. It was Philly. They was the number 1 seed that year. He blew his knee. They was up 10. I remember this shit like yesterday. They was up 10. Everybody was like, why did Tom Thibodeau keep him in the game?
Yeah.
And he blew his knee. They was up 10 and they was playing Philly. And that's when LeBron and them had the easy route to go. And I think they got smacked, like you said, by Dallas. They ended up losing to Dallas in the finals.
Yeah.
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 That
But
was
that's
that.
Still, that's still pre Paul George, Indianapolis.
Well, that was when Paul George was like coming into his own. They had Danny Granger
Remember
was
they
still
had
the guy.
Robbie. Was it? I'm getting the names all wrong. Danny Granger.
Danny Granger. They had they didn't have George Hill yet. They had some
The nigga with the lazy eye, the big nigga.
Roy Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert.
Yeah.
Roy Hibbert. Why was I blanking on this nigga name?
hate him.
Nigga with the lazy
You know what I'm
eye. I
talking
knew the
about.
nigga. Yeah.
So
You was right.
So
You
long
was
story
you was
short,
right. Philly.
2011,
Philly.
2012 is when he popped that ACL.
Right, and that was against Philly.
But that
Philly.
was not in the playoffs though. That was in the regular season. They only played 39 games.
No, but I'm talking about Philly when he blew his knee, though, George. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the game
It-
was Philly,
Yeah, but the playoff.
So
but
so,
it wasn't the playoffs.
So long story short, we are going to hang up the jersey for impactful players.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You don't want to hang up jerseys for impactful players?
Yeah, okay.
Would you not
Nah,
put?
I just.
So are you not? So let's bring it to football. You're not putting Andrew Luck's jersey up there?
Hell no.
I would not.
Who?
I won't retire his number. No, I won't retire his number. I won't retire his number.
He was the best quarterback since Peyton.
Man,
No, he was.
yeah,
he was number one quarterback, last generation
Well,
quarterback.
technically
I fucked that
speaking,
up.
it was
Ooh.
RG3 because he won the rookie of the year.
no, he wasn't. No, he.
RG3 won the rookie of the year.
RG3 did win
Because he
But
got him to the
I'm-
playoffs.
I'm talking about generation quarterback.
Generational talent.
Yeah, no.
Luck
yeah.
with the last
It's so
one.
funny that we're
but-
talking about Derrick Rose and Andrew Luck because I always think Andrew
They-
Luck
they're
is like
the
a
same.
Derrick
Yeah,
Rose.
They're the same.
That's true. That's true.
I'm talking about generation
But
quarterbacks.
we never hung up his jersey though.
he might not go.
He took us to the playoffs. He did a lot of great stuff. He did a immaculate fucking plays and throws and whatever.
He
But
did 10 years, right?
Andrew Luck did what? Huh?
I think he might have did 8 or 9.
8. He did
He-
10.
what?
I don't know. He didn't get double digits.
did
He
like
retired
4 or
early.
5. He did
He
8.
did. Yeah, he did like 4. No, he did 5 years.
I thought he did like at least
No,
8.
he was.
He
hurt.
did 5 years.
He
He
did
did 2
8.
contracts.
He did 8, but
Right, 5 years.
He-
His rookie
he
year,
bailed
then
out on the
his
second
his
contract.
second year,
He
yeah.
did 8 years, but he was hurt too.
Remember, he bailed out in the
Bro,
preseason.
he hurt too.
Bro,
he
he-
bailed out the last
He
preseason of the game.
played literally, bro. He probably played like maybe 4 out of 6 seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
But do you not think that he was the most impactful player?
oh, he
since
was.
Peyton Manning?
He was. Oh my god. He
So
was.
would you not? I'm not saying retire, but would you consider retiring his number?
Oh, he played 6 years. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what.
6? I thought
But
he had more.
Okay,
hell
well,
no.
then, well, see, he's different
No,
though, because
no.
he didn't win an MVP or nothing like that.
No, he
Accolades play a big deal.
No, he did. He played. He played from 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017.
6 years.
2018. He played.
He was injured majority of the years.
majority.
By the way, he
So he played
started,
7.
but
He played 7, but he was injured 2.
All right, so you know what? So you know what we have to include? So we have to include accolades as well that will make besides championships, because championships is an accolade, but also accolades
It's
is
a
far
team, it's a team
reward.
thing. It's a team
It,
thing.
it is a team thing. Yeah, that's more of a team thing than if we shift over to a basketball thing. But I'm just saying, me personally, I wouldn't hang up his jersey. His name will be talked about for sure every fucking year, which that's been going on for us though. But to hang up his jersey, I wouldn't honestly. I'll put people's name up there. They won the championship.
Here's where I'm
Damn, MVPs don't
yeah.
count. No,
Yeah.
Nah,
Here's
that's
where I
tough.
don't-
But that's like
tough.
MVP's impact. Like Vince Carter, again, going back to even Vince Carter. You retired. He got 2 retired. He got 1 retired with the Nets.
Rapture.
The Nets one to me is more crazy because I don't think he did that much with
he
the
didn't
Nets.
stay with us
He
long
took
enough.
it-
He
he
took
was
it
really
to
like-
playoff
Yeah.
championship one.
Yeah.
He didn't even get them to the.
It was
Kenyon
J- it was
Martin.
J.
It
Kidd.
It
Kenyon
was
Martin-
Richard
But he
Jefferson.
was part of that team. He was part of that
He
team.
wasn't even on that team.
He was
Yeah.
part of our only championship team.
He was not on that team.
He,
when
was,
y'all
he,
went to
wasn't
the-
on, he wasn't on our
It was
team.
It was Richard Jefferson, Kmart. Y'all had Aaron
Yeah.
Williams,
Yeah, we
Kerry Kittles.
when we lost
Kerry
Kmart, that's when we
Kittles.
got
Kevin
Vince
Kidd was on
Carter.
that still on that
Vince
team.
Carter.
Yeah, y'all had
Kid.
Yeah.
Jason Kidd. When y'all lost 4-0 to
Vince
the
Carter never
Lakers,
went- Vince Carter never went to the finals.
Vince
Yeah.
Carter was just really the
Nah,
best
Vince
player
Carter
on
won
that
the
team.
finals with the, you said never?
He was never on the Nets for them. That's
Nah,
what I'm saying.
For us, he wasn't. He won a finals.
But see, you know
he
why
won
they
the
gave
finals
it?
with the Mavericks, I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And then he got.
did not.
He wasn't on that team
He
either.
was on that squad either.
No,
He
shit.
won a championship, right?
No.
No.
Damn.
That nigga finished his career in Atlanta with Trey Young.
I didn't love that.
He's
Vince-
my favorite
Vince
player.
Carter-
Trust me, I know.
Exactly.
Carter-
it hurt
We had
me.
debates.
I love Vince Carter for his longevity. Do I think he should be on any one team's Hall of Fame? I mean, not
he's
retirement
in two.
number. No, but to argue Savi's point, you can't name no better number 12 that you've ever had in your franchise.
And no, you can't.
So that's why you retire the number.
No, you just keep the number active. You don't have to retire the number. Just keep the number active.
but that's why you have to give respect where respect is due.
Let's just say.
He wore 12 and he was the best.
But
let's just say Jonathan
Taylor
Taylor
want
wanna
to see
be-
anybody that's gonna wear.
Let's just
12
say
better.
Jonathan Taylor wanted to go to 12, right?
He still wouldn't be
Right now, he's
Hell no.
he's their all-time franchise leader. I think in like scrimmage yards or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. If he's number 12, you're gonna retire Jonathan Stewart number before you retire Andrew Luck at 12.
Jonathan
No.
Taylor. you
Jonathan
mean?
Taylor. I said
No.
Jonathan Stewart.
because Jonathan Taylor needs at least 5 more years of doing what he's doing now.
That's not going.
And
We're going to trade his
and
guy.
B, I don't think Jonathan Taylor's played a playoff game yet.
No, we haven't been in the playoffs in like
And
10, 11 years.
Andrew Luck took your team to the AFC Championship game, and the roster around him was ass.
Yeah,
Him
absolutely.
winning 12 games as a rookie with that roster is ass.
Well, I mean, you comparing two positions though. On those,
Yeah,
those are.
those are two different positions.
I just but I'm just.
what
I
are we
mean,
doing?
personally, bruh, Andrew Luck will be the person like well, it would be like what if that's what he's at in my life. What if?
First off, as Colts fans, y'all completely disrespected that man.
Oh man,
You know
nah.
what y'all did.
I GM
Y'all
did
got him.
that.
Y'all got
That-
him
Ryan
beat up.
Grigson.
Y'all got him beat up.
That's a whole nother
Ryan
conversation.
Grigson. Yeah.
So
man.
Andrew Luck.
That's-
So Jonathan Taylor, however many yards he has, Andrew Luck,
Yeah.
23,671 passing yards,
Mhm.
171 touchdowns.
That shit is ass.
171 touchdowns in 7 years is pretty good, bro.
No, I'm talking about yards wise. I was when you said
Oh, yards?
when I said
23,000 is a lot.
Passing yards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that-
about for him playing.
For
that's
5 years, yeah, you're right.
5, 6 years, yeah.
for him playing, that's about
He had a lot of like comeback games too.
that's
by
about
the
like
way. I think he
3,500 a
lied.
year.
Yeah,
each.
defense
Almost
trash.
2,000.
Yeah,
Always been
but you know, I wouldn't hang up his jersey.
Does he
though.
have playoff wins? Yes.
Yeah, he
Does he
did.
have impact? Yes. Would y'all have been in those games without him? No.
If he would have went to like the Patriots, bro, back in the day, like if they say like, "Yo, Tom Brady, we're getting rid of you," he would have been in the Patriots, bro.
Oh, he probably a Hall of Fame.
he would have.
If
Absolutely.
Peyton Manning and
Yeah.
Bill Belichick had been on the same team, they would have won 12 championships.
Oh,
What the fuck are we saying with the what if game? We can't.
That's
have
the
that.
thing because he
If
was
if,
injured a lot.
if was the fifth, you'd be
If
drunk.
it was a fifth, we all be drunk, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
So let's talk about some W's from 2024. Let's run through those real quick. I got a couple people. I'm just going to say their names and just get y'all thoughts on it. So from 2024, I got a W for Cat Williams because Cat Williams called out a lot of shit that was
he
going to
started
happen.
it.
He
Yeah.
started 2024 in January with the Shay Shay interview,
Dominoes.
and that was a domino effect for everything that happened. So I'm gonna give him a W. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll go with
He
that.
told the truth.
I gave him the truth. Another W late in the year was Young Thug. He came home. Free Young Thug. He came home with a lot of conditions, but I give that a W because he
The-
stuck it out. He didn't plead.
The W was for his lawyer.
He lawyered
That
the
nigga
W.
Was a
Okay, we get a W to his lawyer.
Yeah.
I do-
Yeah,
lawyer-
Not Young Thug, but his lawyer.
For his lawyer, for sure.
I agree
Because
on that.
actually, the Young Thug actually having a little tough time. That's why I don't give him the W because
Well, he can't make
these-
music in Atlanta.
Yeah, and these phone interview calls that he was having in jail is starting to pop out.
Yeah.
And,
Listen, we got a whole nother
Not
pod
like
next.
that.
I got a whole nother pod next week for this stuff. Like
Say that.
Say less.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give another W to Hold on, let me go to my notes.
Mr. Kendall Lamar.
I was just about to say that Kendrick Lamar. I'm gonna give him a W for that.
Big stepper.
I think he strategically had the best.
He had the best year.
Strategically.
Do y'all feel like he had the
Nah.
best year?
Strategically.
Yeah, he
I
did.
use
He
that word on purpose.
he took Drake's blueprint, bro,
And ran
used
with it and
yeah.
he
Takes Drake, he used all of Drake's momentum, and he makes us forget that the Mr. Morales project wasn't as successful as his previous projects. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, you're right.
He single-handedly took the torch from both Drake and J. Cole in hip hop.
Oh, we got some breaking news. Hold on, keep going. Go ahead.
That's all I'm
Right
saying.
now?
You good? That's all I'm saying.
No. Well, I'm gonna keep to the W's because the breaking news that just popped off was an L, but I don't want to jump to it. But who else had a great year?
Glow.
Female rap.
Glorilla.
Flo definitely did have a big year.
I give it Kai Cenat too, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Salute
Kai.
to
Kai
Kai.
got a
Kai
fucking
Kana had a
year.
phenomenal year. Yo,
The whole
Ray,
AMP.
I don't have nothing in my
the
Drake.
whole-
The whole AMP
The
had
whole
a great
AMP
fucking
clip
year.
got the whole good.
They had a great
man.
fucking
First
year.
off, Kai started some shit where I'm not a huge streaming fan. I don't know if y'all are.
I'm not.
Kai,
I'm
the
not.
people that Kai had on his stream this year.
His marathon?
Yeah,
Fucking
man.
phenomenal.
First off, he's had Offset. He had people from your childhood you haven't seen in years.
Well,
He had
Mhm.
the cast of Good Luck Charlie was on there.
It really did.
Carly
He
and
Yeah,
Yeah, iCarly.
Megan
yeah.
Cosgrove was on Cosmonaut.
Yeah.
Fucking
Kevin
Extreme.
Hart.
Kevin Hunt,
Drewski.
Drewski, them three
Yeah.
together,
Offset.
amazing.
Offset.
Yeah,
Didn't he have
man.
Cardi B on there?
He had John
No.
Cena.
Yeah,
John
John
Cena.
Cena on there.
came up there.
Wow.
Yeah,
And your
LeBron-
brother acting
wow.
crazy.
He had LeBron's son on there. Bryce.
Bryce for Thanksgiving.
Kyrie
Kyrie was on
Kyrie
there.
doing
Salute to
Jersey Club
Kyrie
music.
was dancing Jersey Club on the
That's the
stage.
Jersey Club.
That nigga a
on
hood
there, bro.
nigga. Like, Kyrie a hood.
Salute to Kai. Kai had a big fucking year.
Yeah,
too.
a whole AMP got a whole year.
Kai,
AMP
and you
had a
know what's
great year.
crazy? The whole streaming thing is like, if you're not a huge fan of video games, you're new to it pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's the mainstream face of streaming now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bro,
Before
yeah,
was
I ain't
White,
gonna
black,
lie, bro.
Spanish. He's the face.
I'm laughing because I'm like, damn, bro. Like, if we would have thought about this shit when we were younger, bro, I think we would have been.
I think we would have fucking.
bro, we would destroy this
Play
streaming.
Call of Duty back in the day, bro. It was.
You and your hot plate
All we had to do was put a camera there.
That's
And
it.
hear us talk.
and had somebody hot plate in the background.
We put it into the video game when we was kids.
Oh god, bro.
I think that whole world was like
Different.
closed off from us, and then Kai sort of opens the door culturally from that.
And bring it-
Because once
Yeah.
you open the door for black people and
It's
to
cool
start
now.
watching something, once black people start watching your shit, you're cool.
You're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he gets
And keep-
white people that haven't been relevant, that weren't as relevant in years, that just nostalgically you feel good about. You see
And
them
keep-
on the
you
podcast,
do.
like, what the
And
fuck?
he be the same. He doesn't change. He's still
Yeah,
the
he
same
doesn't
person. He
Word.
stays-
Yeah.
And he just salute to again. Shannon Sharp got another great interview out with somebody. He had an interview with Casanet, and Casanet just kept it 100%.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I watched that shit the other day.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
That shit was fucking phenomenal, bro.
Yeah. And also, fucking fuck. Do you just name Shay Shay?
Shay Shay had a great year
Yeah,
too.
he did too.
Oh,
Unc had a phenomenal.
Unc had a
Yeah.
phenomenal year.
with the IG.
He
With
left.
IG.
He left.
Yeah,
the
he had a
IG.
great year with that
IG.
IG post.
Yeah, man.
He
And
left,
still-
he left the
Samantha.
colonizer.
Samantha.
Money wise, he did
I
great.
think so.
Money wise, yeah.
Yeah.
The Cat Williams, he said the Cat Williams interview got him more money than
Anything. He
his
did whole NFL
his
career.
whole NFL contracts.
career.
Yeah, that's wild.
So he
Even though Vlad challenged that shit though.
Man,
Vlad
shut
said some
Vlad
bullshit.
man,
shit.
fuck Vlad.
Vlad.
Vlad be knowing
Fuck
too much
Vlad
of shit.
Vlad be hating. That
Yeah,
motherfucker
that boy be
He
hating.
don't like to
Vlad
see
know
nobody
way
do
too much
good.
of shit, bro.
I think you know who had a good W this year though? Podcasters too. A lot of podcasters. I mean, of course, we created our podcast a year or two ago, but last year a lot of podcasters kind of took another step. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple podcasters, some unnamed podcasters that are not known that I know that I watch takes a good step, and I like to see that. No disrespect to like Joe Buttons and Rory and Maul and all these other podcasters that came. I'm trying to have a moment, but all those podcasters that are known, that are named ones, a lot of these like lower tier podcasters that started, like our podcast, I don't care what you think podcast, a couple other podcasters that we know
The Arena.
the Arena podcast and stuff like that.
Yo, any other podcasts you want to shout out? Anybody get any?
I'm gonna get
favorites?
to that. I'm gonna get to that later. There's a couple podcasts that I want to shout out, but shout out to people in general that's like bucking the trend. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Even though we all technically still got 9 to 5s, but there's other people that say fuck the 9 to 5s and they're investing strictly into them.
Yeah. Quick question, right? How you guys feel about like current like athletes doing podcasts?
I don't got no problem with it.
Yeah, I don't think that kind of like fucks up like their.
Oh, I know you about to say too.
Oh, yeah.
I know you about to
Fuck up
say.
the
You talking about like Micah?
Yeah, it fucks up the.
No.
ecosystem, yeah.
I
Nah.
think you talking about too. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it.
Talking about who?
Cause
Yeah, I know.
Alright,
But people
Oh,
say.
you talking about Pat?
Nah. People say
Draymond?
People say this person need to worry about shooting than worry about a podcast. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
Or about shooting?
PG?
Nah.
You talking about Paul George?
Nah.
Paul George.
That's what I was saying.
Nah.
Yeah, PG.
Nah.
Say the name, nigga.
Go ahead, George.
What the
You
fuck
talking
you say?
about Miss Reese?
Miss Reese?
Yes.
Angel
Reese. They was saying like she needed to focus on NBA, not podcast.
She is one of them, though. She is definitely one of them.
Well, first of all, she took herself off of social media.
Because people was harassing her.
yeah, she couldn't take it, which is crazy though because if you do a podcast, I mean, you're gonna have to.
No,
take
not
it
because of that.
But no, I'm saying though, I know what it is though. But I'm saying if you have a podcast and you like, all right, let me take my shit down.
That's cool.
But don't take your shit down.
She's a kid, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to say she's
young.
Cool. Her podcast
You're
cool.
a kid and you're an athlete.
She's young though.
Man, a bunch of male athletes doing podcasts.
If
Draymond
you-
Green.
If you're an athlete,
But
bro,
for
there's a
women,
standard.
But for her, for women, I don't want to say they need the podcast space more than that. WNBA is
Don't
not
pay
paying
no
shit.
rent.
I understand that. Do something different, but I'm just saying, if you're an athlete, you get paid all this fucking money. There's no reason for you to do a podcast.
She's not getting paid that much money.
I
She gets like $50 grand a year through her.
no.
65.
She make more money off the court than
you,
she does
you
on
guys
the
Yes.
court.
completely missed what I just said. I said if you're an athlete, I'm
Yes.
not talking about her in general.
You talking about, like,
in
shit.
general, if you're a basketball player, do basketball. Don't do no podcast. Just
But
do.
that's
Oh, you're saying like
that's
a
like
podcast
telling them
about
shut up and,
focus
that's like
on your
telling them
craft.
Shut up and dribble. Like
No,
you can't have no.
focus.
you can't-
This white man
on
right
your
here.
craft,
No,
bro.
it's
This white man.
No,
This white man.
focus on your
I- I-
I'm
craft.
trying to tell them shut up. And
That's
dribble.
why shit is ass to this day right now, bruh. I ain't gonna
Oh,
hold
this
you.
boy
No.
went a heel turn.
No. Listen, I seen a lot of people coming out of college and thinking this shit is sweet when you come to the app. When you come to like any type of shit associated with any type of athletes, and you just think this shit sweet. Like you already won the Super Bowl ring, so you on like cruise control. And when you on cruise control, you ain't putting no type of effort or sweat into anything. And shit is gonna be, I'm telling you, in the next 8 to 10 more years, bro, these kids ain't gonna give a fuck about anything. The only thing is about money. Then they do not give a fuck about their crafts.
Get to the bag with no effort.
Exactly.
Well,
That's exactly what it
They're
is.
getting paid at college now, so it don't matter at this point. They're giving these kids.
That's I ain't gonna lie,
thousands
bro.
of dollars
No,
at 18 years old.
no funny shit. Like it's good for them as an individual, but it's gonna be terrible for the fans. Cause after a while, once you get drafted or whatever, your performance is gonna be terrible.
I'm not giving.
They
you
can't
that.
get a second
I'm not
contract
giving
then.
you that because for,
Why not?
Because for
Because
the
you're terrible
years
and you're gonna
before
get another
that, these
kid.
kids were getting robbed, blind.
And guess what? They have to work very hard to get paid, right? That means you have to put
They
money.
was
You gotta
getting
put effort
robbed
into your
blind.
craft.
And we could put in, and we could all still bet on them, and they couldn't get a dime. Nah, because Fab Five and them was watching their sneakers getting sold.
They
in
was
the
getting
fucking
named
Nike
on the
store.
back of
Fat
jerseys.
Five
not
is
getting
coming.
money.
Whoa. That's
That's
completely
still
different.
you talking.
I'm
that's
just
still
saying,
about the same
if
pitch.
you come, I'm talking about craftsmanship. I'm talking about when you get the fuck out of college, you come to the big boys league, you better play like one. Put your effort in your craft. Go to the gym,
Our boy turned
dribble a lot, dribble a lot, shoot the ball, whatever, throw the football, kick the soccer ball,
Hey,
do something, do drills. Don't come over here. All right, now,
Computer poppy.
no. Now I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna talk my shit on the podcast. I'm gonna tell you
your
X, Y,
shit.
Z.
Do your shit.
I'm gonna talk my shit on the podcast.
Talk your shit.
And again, the times that you're on the podcast, yo, go to the gym. What are you doing?
All right, well,
We
all right.
paying you all this money.
That's the shut up and dribble.
so-
No, it's not shut up and dribble. Put your effort
So
in.
are you saying they have
Alright,
no
but we-
free time? Because there's plenty of niggas.
You
that
have
still
free.
work
You know what
hard
you do in free
to get in
time?
the hoop.
You know what you do in free time?
Resting.
You could rest.
Resting.
You could rest. Spend some time with your family.
It don't have to be
go
into the
outside.
podcast. It doesn't
No.
have to be into the podcast.
It could be another business, but I'm just saying you open up a whole nother situation. Granted, I understand it could be money related, or whatever. But I'm just saying there's other things that you could do that could focus more on your mental or your body. That's all I'm trying to get at.
Sitting there.
Because after a while, once you start talking, this is what you're doing. You just chilling. You might be smoking. You might be drinking.
I get.
Cool.
I get what you're saying.
You
At the
putting-
same time, Sav, like they probably already worked out for the day, and a lot of athletes, I mean, I guess aside from doing podcasts, they might just play video games instead.
That's cool. That's a mental thing though too. That's a mental thing. You be like, you know what? Let me woosah a little bit. Let me get on the game or whatever. We all spoke about that.
Once you start streaming,
podcasting can be
podcast
the same thing. But I feel like it's therapeutic for me to come inside here and
talk about
it. If you like if you're like the main focus, that means you gotta put the plan together. You gotta take time to do that.
What's going on?
Like if you're like the main person,
I get what he's saying.
you gotta take time to plan everything out. You gotta get the right equipment.
It's taking
you gotta
away
get
from
the
your-
right description.
well,
It's taken away from your mindset.
But there's also like they're not doing it by themselves.
You gotta go on social media and figure out what the fuck they talking about.
No,
you gotta back your facts up.
that.
You gotta do it. But I'm just saying,
I just
But how genuine is it?
Right, how genuine is that?
That's the
PG
name of the
doing
game.
it, and it's going.
That's the name of the
He
game.
hired Esquire from ATL
Bro,
to
nah.
be a podcast.
Nah, bro. This is why I don't watch that.
You just hire
That's-
people because you're a millionaire. Like, I don't really have to focus on everything because as an NBA player, most likely they all have more than one businesses.
Yeah.
So they all have to kind of divide their time the same anyway. So if I have I probably got a McDonald's. I probably spend my Tuesdays checking up on my McDonald's, or I probably just hire somebody to go do
That-
it.
that-
It's really
business
the
manager,
same thing.
someone.
That's understandable.
I mean,
in the off
I
season.
guess, yeah.
and
Listen,
that's another thing with
uh,
Angel Reese right now. Like, I'm not a big fan of Angel Reese or anything, but it is the off season for her right now. So
Yeah.
it really
that's
doesn't
cool.
matter for her.
That's cool. That
But-
off season
but
is
if she
perfectly
did
fine.
need the money, then she should be overseas instead.
I don't think
instead
she'll
of doing
want to
the
go
podcast.
overseas.
And I ain't going.
But she don't have to because she's a millionaire.
All right, here's
She
my
has-
thing.
She has
Here's-
endorsement deals and stuff up
Yeah.
there.
Here's my
so
point.
She makes
Yo,
more money off the
back-
court than she does on the court.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
back
Right.
in the day in the 90s, it was a big thing for like quarterbacks in the NFL used to have, or popular players in the NFL. They used to have like shows during the week. Like they would host full on television shows
Right.
during the week. Like they would pull an Arsenio Hall and they'll interview people.
Give me a name.
During the week in the 90s. They used to, like Randall Cunningham had a show where he was interviewing
and
people
Fox.
during the week
I think in Fox.
in
right?
the NFL while he was
Yeah.
playing. So the time management has always been a thing for athletes because you're not just gonna be like, I'm gonna shut up and dribble. You're gonna have other opportunities coming to your life.
You had
They
to stop
have
saying shut up and
restaurants.
dribble. Cause I never say yo shut up and dribble.
I'm not
I'm
saying that.
just
but
want to throw that out
it
there.
speaks to a mentality. It's not just you that's I've said anything like that. But I get the whole you want to focus on your craft. But there's always been these niggas always gonna have other things they got under.
Listen. I'm
Always.
listen. If you take another venue, that's perfectly fine. That's all I'm saying is right.
In order to be great, you have to hone in on your craft.
I'm-
So you should
listen,
not have. Not
I'm-
saying that a podcast, and I don't want to cut you off.
Right.
Not saying a podcast or other endeavors are distractions, but let's just. I hate to be.
That's what
That's
you're
the
saying.
argument.
But yeah,
right here.
It is, but listen,
It is.
I'm coming from like a Kobe Bryant,
That's where I was going to.
Michael
I
Jordan,
knew you was gonna say that,
a
but I'm
Tom
also-
Brady.
but I give
I'm
you-
talking about people that are super locked into their own shit. If this is what you want to do for the rest of your fucking life, lock the fuck in. Don't say, all right, cool. Hey, you want to own a fucking burger shop or whatever, flower shop? Cool, that's not a problem. But I'm saying work on your craft, focus on yourself. LeBron James, bro. LeBron James. All right, granted he got movies this, that, and the third. You don't see him on a podcast, maybe from time to time. But that shit on HBO, I forgot the name of it though.
The Hit Show.
The barber shit,
The shop.
right?
The Hit Show.
But but it's usually some other dudes running this shit. Like he's like a little side. He doesn't really take up the whole entire workshop of it. So he's like, listen, you gonna go on cruise control. You do what you gonna do. I'll pop up here
He's
and then,
doing it in the
and that's it.
off-season.
He's not like fully controlled over it though. Is what I'm trying to say. His time perfectly fine. There's another podcast, and this is called The Trenches. They're under Joe Budden shit, by the way.
Oh, you mean
Zaire
Franklin.
He do off season.
And EJ, no, fuck that. No, it's
No,
not.
he does
it's
it
not.
during
He
the
does that
year,
shit
too.
He does it weekly,
He
bro.
does it weekly.
He
I
does
do
that shit
weekly. I do it
weekly,
off season.
bro.
He does the
does
same
weekly.
thing Micah Parsons does.
Oh, yes.
did?
He does that
Oh.
shit weekly, bro. And your team is trash right now. You mean to tell me you got the audacity to sit on the fucking seat
This is
and
what
he
be
got-
like,
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like,
I figured.
Micah Parsons, the same thing. Your team is trash. You're just gonna be chilling, whether you heard or not. I'm just saying.
We gotta stop being so strict with that because Zaire Franklin has led the league in tackles 3 years.
That's
in a
an
row.
individual
Michael
shit.
Parsons is one of the only one of four
But
players.
you're not
That's
10 tackles.
individual.
You're not
Bro.
locked
Bro.
in. What he's trying to say, you're
You're
not locked
not.
into
And
the
I'm-
team objective.
And I'm
Nah.
up for the
How it
quarterback
looks,
throwing
though.
interceptions.
Listen,
That
you
you're not locked
lead.
in.
You might lead a team in tackles. That's bad, then, bro. If you leading a team, there's people up front. You
Blame
better
the-
talk to this motherfucker. Hey,
blame
bro,
the quarterback.
Lock the fucking on defense, George. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? He does not play. He's not a quarterback. He's a linebacker.
You can
What are you
argue.
talking talking about?
You can honestly say he goes into the meet into a
So
meet.
I'm just saying,
So-
listen, you wear that C on your
and-
fucking jersey,
so
bro. That
fo-
means you're a captain, bro.
But does
So
that-
go in there and be like, hey, bro,
ain't
listen, do
personal.
X, Y, Z.
But does that mean he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing?
Yeah,
He's not. You sitting down
He got
talking to
150
people.
fucking tackles the last 3 years.
What
He
the
don't know what he
fuck?
gotta be
That
doing.
talk to your linemen. Hey, bro, make the fucking tackle.
He can't play
If
for
I'm a
them like
linebacker,
he's not
cover.
playing for
How
them,
many
bro.
interceptions he has?
Stop.
Turnovers. Tell me how many turnovers he has. None, nigga, none.
What the fuck he gonna
Nah.
do, bro? He
What's
can't
up?
play every
Before
position.
we had Darius Leonard, bro. Strip the ball, get the fuck out. That's
No,
it.
he can't
How
do
long
every
did he
play.
last?
That's
How long did
it.
he last?
Hey, does he mean a podcast? No. He was true to his fucking craft.
And he was out in 3
He
years.
was true to his. So what? Hey, guess what? He would die for that shit, bro. That's how dedicated he was.
Die for the shit on the field.
Oh, everything.
Die for this.
I'm just
Die
saying
for
though,
this
bro.
shit.
It's working on your craft, bro.
Sav,
That's all I'm trying to
But
get. At.
Sav, you don't think out of the 24 hours, just them sacrificing just 2 hours out the day, you think it's sacrificing their whole game?
But it's not. But it's not just. It's 2 hours recording, yes. But there's also all the back stuff that you have to
It's-
do
but they're
behind
cut-
the scenes.
But back
What,
shit.
what
But the
back
back
stuff
shit
I
they're
have to do
cutting.
if I'm
though.
a millionaire? If I'm hiring people, that's why I hire people to cut.
And
time
again,
so I can
I
save
guess
time.
I'm different because I'll take the genuinity of it and say, you know what?
So he not.
If God, let's just say
Let me
I
tell
don't
you-
watch. I
let me
don't
tell
watch.
you,
I don't watch.
None of them are doing this podcast on their own. They
got people
They're all
behind
got
him.
team
Right.
behind it.
all of them hire
Right.
I understand.
None of them like, all right, I gotta go home and edit
so
this
athletes
Yeah.
forever
So,
have
like,
had
that's
other
not what's
business
going on.
deals. Like it's not that have taken probably more of their time than this shit. I bet nowadays for
Shaq
the
got a
way
whole bunch of
production teams have gone now.
You can't say Shaq though, because Shaq,
Shaq is
retired.
retired.
But
No, before that, he had
Shaq
a
was
bunch
owning-
of stuff.
Shaq been owning shit since the 90s.
He went back to
Let's not say that.
school. He
But
police officer.
Right.
The fuck
But
he
he-
did that take-
we talk about
But he
Tom-
worked
we
on
talk
himself,
about
though.
Tom
But
Brady.
did that
Himself.
stop? But did that stop Shaq from
No.
dominating?
No, but he was still probably putting in just as much time as these podcasts.
Yes.
We
no,
talk about
that's
Tom
true.
Brady and Kobe. Tom Brady and Kobe. Kobe had a
Production
company while he was in the NBA. Other investments.
How
But
hard
what
is
did you
that,
hear?
though?
What
Tom
did you hear
Brady had
about
the
Kobe's
same-
production
how hard
Tom
is
company?
Brady was
though?
a big UGG producer. He had an avocado ice cream line. He had.
When did you hear about that during the season?
Yes, nigga, I
Scott,
know about
Scott,
this shit. If you
Scott,
pay attention, you know
Scott,
about this
I have a
shit.
question, Ray. Hey, yo, what you think about the flavor? Send me the sample. Taste it. Yeah, it's cool. That's it.
Hang up.
Let me
That's it.
continue doing my next thing.
no.
It's not like that, but it's
Yeah,
it's
you know
it's
that's
more.
not-
It's not like that
It's
now.
the
It's
Showing
not
taste.
up
like
the
that now.
facilities,
Let's walk
doing
around
work.
it.
because
That's simple.
It's like you're basically saying that they don't have a right to have a personal life.
You have listen.
yeah,
You
that's
can have a
basically
personal
the
life,
argument
but
here.
listen. At the same time, you know what you sign up for, though.
No, he wanna
If-
have it
If you come,
quiet.
if you wanna, no, I don't care about quiet or making it. I don't give a fuck about
Do it
that.
in the offseason.
If you sign up to become a professional fucking athlete, there's a lot of sacrifice that has to be made
Yeah.
to excel in where you want to excel at. Now, if you just here just to make money or whatever, cool. Knock yourself out. But if you try to make an impactful situation, don't be here like I'm gonna do X, Y, Z and then chill out. That's not how it works.
It's like Zaire Frank.
but why not? You know, because
It doesn't. Tell me somebody right now that's fucking on fire
Yeah.
that does a lot of shit like a podcast. Let's say that has a podcast and they're averaging 50 fucking points or they're MVP or they have some
I
type
got one
of
for you. I got two.
Travis
Give me-
Kelsey.
Give me
Ooh,
two.
Travis Kelsey just won.
Travis.
Travis Kelsey won 2 chips back to back.
Yup.
He
was
was
going to.
He had
by the end
podcasts.
of his retirement when he started doing the fucking podcast.
No,
first
he-
and foremost.
He been doing podcasts the last 3
By
years.
the end
He
of
just
his
started
by
the
the end of his
podcast 2 years
retirement,
ago.
by the
And how many championships he
by
won?
the end-
He won 2
Okay.
Super Bowls since then.
By the end of his retirement,
Patrick
he
Mahomes
ended up doing the
had
podcast.
Patrick Mahomes had a
just wanna throw
camera
that out
crew.
there.
Okay,
Had a camera crew
okay.
follow him the last
That wasn't my answer
last
anyway.
year.
My
He won the
fault.
Super
Go ahead.
Bowl.
Go ahead,
answer?
dude.
Look,
Go ahead.
it wasn't my answer anyway. But look, but Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, they have a podcast, and the Knicks just won like 9 straight. And this is a consistent podcast.
They had a podcast
Okay.
last year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they started last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. So
Oh, they started last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
and these
Give
are
it time.
teammates. There's 2 of them.
No, I know what
And-
you're talking about,
but-
brothers.
and,
Yeah.
and they are the 2 most impactful players on the Knicks. Please
Yep.
believe Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson.
He almost
Right.
won
So-
MVP last year.
Yeah.
Should have won it.
So it can be done, but I do agree. But I understand your point. The
Mm.
optics look bad, and the optics as a super fan is gonna make you heated because you're gonna feel like, yo, you out here bullshitting.
You had
Like,
dropping
you're out here on
podcasts
the
and just
couch
not in the gym.
talking, and you're not out here like spending your every last minute.
You're
your
not putting
last
up 100
play,
shots in
and
the
it's not-
gym. Yeah.
Like you wait. what? You're breathing air and not shooting jump shots? Like, I can understand that's going to make you heated, but realistically, we have 24 hours in a day. So most likely as a professional athlete, they have to allot 8 hours of that day to that team.
Right.
For sure. If not more. And then they have their own little time. I'm sure they probably put maybe 2 or 3 more hours on their own if they're a great player, or else you won't be a great player.
Right.
At that time, you have how many more hours? You have another 12 hours to work with.
Right.
You
do. Listen, if you could potentially excel on everything like you do, like Scott said, time management. If you could excel that in your job and you doing the correct things, knock yourself out.
But if you're trash, don't be on the podcast.
That I can agree with. Yeah,
you can go that. Yeah,
that's what you want to say.
Yeah, if you're trash, there's no reason for you to be doing this, bro.
So
do this shit afterwards. Like if you
no
retire,
one can argue that.
just
No,
do
but
this
even
shit afterwards.
But I think you need to do a podcast for your trash because you need to find another income.
Yeah.
You're about to
But-
be out the
hold on.
league.
Maybe.
that's what Pat McAfee
This-
did.
On your way out the league, so
Pat
you think
McAfee
you might
retired
have
when
to
he
find
did
another
this.
job.
Maybe retired.
Before he was
retired.
retired, he was actually doing the little comedy show. He's tried to do the comedy shit.
He retired after the comedy.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He wasn't.
he
good
was
in
fully
that.
retired.
He wasn't good in that lane though.
He wasn't good in that lane.
But no, he did okay.
I think he was still. It was like his last year playing when he
Yeah,
did that.
and then he became a wrestler too.
No, right after he retired, he started doing his endeavors.
But even
He
though,
had shit set up before he was about.
but
to go.
even that, let's.
he had it set up, but he haven't capitalized it yet.
But even Michael Parsons is a great.
he is.
Mike
He's
Parsons
great.
and CJ Stroud, they be doing.
They do exactly. They're great. But if you look,
but Stroud had a shitty year this year.
right, but
No
and that's what I'm
line.
saying. Look at their success. Now, can we blame it on the podcast?
No.
No, we can't blame it on the podcast.
Blame
but
the
we
quarterback.
But we can also say, to Savi's point, hey, maybe that 2-3 hours that you were trying to plan or focus on the podcast,
Traveling, doing the show.
exactly. Maybe you could have sit in the meeting room, maybe sit in on the D lineman meeting room, or sit in on another meeting and say, you know what? Hey, I got an idea. Instead of saying, you know what, my idea for the podcast is this, maybe my idea for my team could be this. I don't know if that's the route maybe you were talking
No.
about.
It's, like I said, it's about making stride into yourself, whether mentally or physically, or working with coaches or other players. Like, hey, listen, man, we trash. What are we doing?
Yep.
Like,
So
let's get in line.
I got a question for you.
What
Do you
happened?
prefer your play do a podcast or go outside clubbing?
I prefer my players to go fucking play.
No, you're not answering my question.
He asked you a question.
Yeah,
And
my
I'm
question.
giving you my
If they
answer.
had no podcast.
Nope.
Nope. Outside fucking bitches. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you still wasting time. It's the same
No,
fucking outcome.
I say you prefer to play and be in the house doing a podcast or be in a club and something happened to them.
I'd rather than be in the house.
Well,
Before that,
You rather
Sabi,
be-
before
you
that,
rather
niggas
be-
was outside doing bullshit.
listen, you.
I'm gonna tell you myself, but the Giants, we should have won another Super Bowl.
And Plexico didn't
Play
shoot
shoot
himself.
yourself in the foot.
Bro, I'm not.
It's like-
I prefer them.
And y'all got a point when it comes to that, because the outside world is scary. Especially if I'm
now.
a business owner,
It is.
yo, I might want him to just go do a fucking podcast
In
as
his
opposed
house.
to
If he could do a podcast in his
go
house,
out.
I understand that.
And like if James Harden is my number one player, it's like, yo, bro.
I'd rather in the house
I'm
than be in a
afraid
strippy.
that I'm afraid
Yeah.
that he keep going out
To the
go
strip
to
clubs.
club every fucking time.
But no law though. Whether you go to a club or you're doing a podcast, I'ma still have a problem.
Because you're not locked in.
No, you're not.
There
No,
you
you're
go.
not. Because you wouldn't know. You didn't back in the day. You didn't know if they was going to the club. Now we have.
Yeah, you would know if you seen the newspaper the next day and say this giant is
No,
spotted.
no.
Derek Jeter was out fucking side, and
Doing-
we just didn't know.
Jeter
So
was-
it's about
Jeter
the-
was-
Niggas knew Jeter was outside.
Bruh.
Yeah, but
He was in the tabloids.
Jeter
that
kept his
that
shit down to
tabloid,
a
that's not
minimum.
newspaper.
Jeter kept his shit down to a minimum. That's why niggas in New York still fuck with him. So it's about whether you.
Okay, you
it's-
have-
It's
it was
worse
a-
that you know.
But here's the
about it
thing: you
nowadays.
have outliers in that category.
What about Jordan?
It was
Listen,
a different
Jordan
time.
was smoking cigars, betting on golf half the time.
Not
That's-
just
Fucking
Jordan.
nuts.
Go to, Jordan went to AC 6 in the morning,
So-
came back and dropped 55.
So it's
the
either
fuck
out-
you talking about?
People not built like him though, bro.
Exactly.
He has balance. He goes, he
Yeah,
dribbles a lot. He shoots a lot. He
Yeah,
goes
we
through
can't
drills
make
a
the
lot.
argument. We can't make the argument about toughness when it comes to, I guess,
Something to
what
players.
motherfuckers do on their off time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jordan,
Well,
Jordan
listen-
and Kobe are cut from a different fucking
That's
cloth.
insane.
Bro, if you listen,
Not
you're-
everybody gonna be
listen,
Kobe
if-
and Jordan.
If you're an elite player, knock yourself out. Do what the fuck you need to do.
That's not.
That's perfectly fine. Because you know why? You know why? Because yes, it is fair. Because they work to that shit. If you want to have a drink, go ahead. You know what? You deserve to have a fucking drink.
So
You're not about to tell me, yo, you've been sitting on the bench for the whole fucking game. You decide to go out, and now we need you. You can't do all this shit now. Nah, get the fuck out of here,
Like
bro.
he was outside partying
Nah.
before in the
Don't
fucking.
do
Nah,
that.
if you a bum player and you out here, all right, let me
Lock the
enjoy
fuck in.
myself. Why are you doing that for?
I'll
Block
give
the
you
fuck
that.
You
But
deserve that?
But there's a lot of great players that do go out and get fucked up and are still great.
That's
Zaire
fine.
and Mike can still play their ass
Listen,
off.
that's
and they still
fine.
doing this.
Look at their team.
It's called balance.
Look
It's
at their
perfectly fine.
How
They could
much
do that.
control you have on your team's success?
But
That's really the question here.
How much
Yeah,
you should have a
Larry
big-
Fitzgerald was
like,
great.
you
The Cardinals
really-
are ass most of my life.
You really do have to let them do that in order for you to know if they're Jordan or not at the same time.
I mean, yeah.
But would
some of them
you
can't
not
be
want them
true.
to develop that mindset though, dude? Of
Uh-huh.
just piggyback off of what Savi is saying. Wouldn't you want them to say, you know what? Not even let's just forget the podcast. Let's just talk about now.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck going outside. Fuck going to the club. Oh, my boy having a party. You know, let me look into the film. Let me look into this, that, and the third instead of going outside.
Not every player's gonna do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not
Right,
every great
right.
player is going to do
Every
that.
great, but
Some
how many
players
great
that are
players
so
out
good
there?
that they really do walk out and be that.
So-
yeah, some and that's what I was getting to. But some players they do need to hone in on
Yes.
the craft on their off.
A
time.
majority,
And some
I'll even
players-
say a majority.
Yes.
Yes,
and
I'll say a
some players
majority.
that's like, yo, they
Don't
can
need
just-
it.
Yeah, they can hop out of bed and just go
Okay,
ahead
so
and just go
so
do
so
it.
let's differentiate. Let's we put Kobe. I'm just talking just Kobe, LeBron, Brady, Jeter, AI, all these. No, not even AI because
No, you gotta add.
AI,
Okay, I'll add
AI
AI.
was a great one. He was getting fucked
Okay.
up at the club.
All right.
Everybody
He was a
spoke to
hood.
that.
All right.
Everybody spoke to that.
let's put them to the side. Can y'all give me a player that was not of that name that was coming into not even Brady because Brady came in and became great.
7 round pick. Yeah.
Right.
that
Give me a player that came into the league and you can say, you know what, he worked his way up and he locked in, but was still outside.
oh
Shaq.
All the niggas that came.
Shaq came in dominant. He was number 2
So-
overall pick.
So every nigga that went to
Yeah,
University
and
of
he
Miami in
was bullshitting
01
on his-
Yup.
was
on his
outside.
Outside.
And they came in the league and they was eating.
Who?
The
Sean
whole
Taylor,
Miami.
Clinton Portis, they all talk about, yeah, we was getting fucked
Jimmy
up.
Shockey.
But we was nice like that.
Ray Lewis.
Whoa. Even Greg
Can't-
Olson,
can't.
the wholesome
Greg
white
Olson,
guy,
yes.
He got a
Bro,
rap song
I think-
in college that
Y'all
was
talk about like
Hey,
tier
bro.
2, tier 3 tight ends and safeties and shit like that.
those
They're
niggas
not
Hall
in
of
the
Famers.
greatest.
Whoa,
Those
wait,
niggas Hall of
wait.
Famers.
Hey, Reed wasn't.
Shockey's not a Hall of Famer.
Hey, Reed wasn't.
Olsen might be a Hall of Famer.
Olsen's not a Hall of Famer.
But
He might be a Hall
Reed.
of Famer. He got
Ed
touchdowns.
Reed is now a Hall of Famer.
Ray Lewis.
Sean Taylor would have been a Hall
Ray
of
Lewis
Famer.
locked in. What are you talking about? Ray Lewis didn't come from Miami doing some
Larry.
bullshit.
How you know that?
He was a first round pick from
Right.
Miami. They was
Because he
having fun.
locked in.
But how you know he wasn't
Sean
doing
Taylor would've
bullshit?
been
You said
Yeah,
Shockey.
yeah, how do you know he wasn't on some bullshit?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Off time.
Because when he
Well,
got caught
Well,
with the
how,
murder
no,
case,
how,
he was
how would you
outside.
guys know if he wouldn't though?
But that's the thing. This is back in the day. Shit had to go into a magazine or newspaper before you find
That's
out.
what- that's what I'm saying.
Different time. We already know what's going on.
Y'all didn't
because
know
of the
shit
fucking
about
cell
Ray
phone.
Lewis until the murder shit that he
yeah.
beat. The murder case he beat.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
yeah.
talking about
Other-
that. I'm talking about the whole Miami.
But I'm talking
U.
about
The whole
The whole
team,
U.
The whole U team was
out of
fucking
that
getting
whole
fucked up, and they was
Miami
good.
U team, other than really Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, God rest his soul, was great. But other than Ed Reed, nobody else was a Hall of Fame. And Ray Lewis, nobody
Andre
else was a Hall of
Johnson
Fame.
was a Hall
Andre
of Fame on
Johnson.
that team.
Yeah, I ain't
Reggie
gonna lie.
Wayne.
I think the only fucking person I could
But they didn't
generally
come to
think
the
of,
league and do bullshit.
only person I could think of that came into the league, did bullshit and still excelled was fucking Gronk. I think that's the only person.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's the only
better.
person.
Gronk wasn't even.
Deshaun
Gronk
Jackson.
was a 4th round pick. 3rd, 4th round pick.
If
No,
I'm mistaken.
I'm sorry. No, he was a bottom 1st round pick.
No,
I think
third
it was-
round. Third round. He was right.
Yeah.
It might have been 3rd round. But this is what I'm saying. These 1st round picks or these guys that are. I'll put it to you this way. LeBron started the shop, right? We already knew LeBron was the man and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He started the shop, right? Still great, still locked in and stuff like that. You didn't see LeBron on every episode of the shop. LeBron wasn't on every episode of the shop.
Yeah,
LeBron,
That's time management.
That's mainly because he had a site for his podcast that he probably just wanted to stick.
and
to
all
that.
these other guys have sites for their podcast too.
No,
Michael
they don't.
Parsons.
I mean, they do have sites, but they don't give a fuck about sticking to it. because-
Most of the
because they
time,
wanna
it's in
be
their
on the road.
house.
Yeah, that's them.
You
But
can't say
I-
that they taking so much time because they doing a podcast. The shit's probably set up for them in their house. They probably have the shit like,
It's
I'm gonna get
over.
out of my second workout and I'm gonna go over there and then
And
we
hit
can start
that.
rolling.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
Yeah,
a lot
but-
of them, they're probably just
they
talking
not
to their
putting in-
phone.
Well, they do. They
got
always
an
bring
you
guests
up with
over.
it,
They
like, we got
bring
that.
guests over, right or wrong.
Video.
No, they might Zoom with a
Zoom,
guest.
Zoom.
Zoom.
Right,
Yes,
and
they
Like
Like
Michael,
Michael-
like Marcus Parsons, and like Alex said, Michael Parsons and C.J. Stroud.
Yeah,
They
Zoom.
did this shit.
They Zoom each
Yeah,
other.
but look how shitty they was.
Especially CJ.
CJ was shitty.
First off,
He declined, bro. Like,
CJ
I was shocked, bro.
CJ is not in the pod, and big CJ, that whole team's falling.
He's
apart.
not on the pod no
CJ
more with Mike
started.
no more.
He
He
started,
did, but
and then
his
he just,
only one was during the offseason. The only thing you could
He
say
did
is that
two
CJ went
podcasts
to Europe because of the NFL made him
He
go to
did
Europe.
2 podcasts with Michael Parsons in the beginning of the year
They was
and
doing
then
the
stopped.
thing. Yeah, they were doing like some like mini camp
Yeah.
preseason bullshit. They was doing a show together. Like,
And then they did one during
It was
the
during
season.
it was during the draft.
No, I was
That-
doing mini camps when they was mapping out plays and stuff like that.
Yeah, they was
and,
doing
then CJ did 2 podcasts during he did 1 podcast during the year. I'm sorry, not 2. He did 1 podcast during the season. Didn't do it again after that because he said, "Yo, I have to focus in on my team."
That's
His team,
He needed
bro.
focus. He the
Right,
quarterback.
on his
He
team.
had to focus.
His team.
So no quarterbacks should
Teamwork.
So no quarterbacks and no point guards and quarterbacks and point guards should do podcasts.
I don't want my quarterback doing podcasts.
Shit, Aaron Rodgers.
You don't want your quarterback
No,
to do a
why?
podcast?
It's fucking hard to be a fucking quarterback in the
quarterback is
NFL.
different. Quarterback is different.
Yo,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
crazy.
But speaking of quarterbacks that did
That's
it,
wild.
Aaron
I
Rodgers.
was waiting for one of y'all fuck
I
motherfuckers
left-
to say
I
some
left-
shit. I was
I-
waiting for that.
yo, I don't need
Some
my-
quarterback. You
Aaron
can't do
Rodgers
nothing.
did a podcast.
I don't
every
need
week
my-
okay.
and won 2
I don't need
MVPs.
my
I'm
No
not
pass-
giving
podcast
y'all
for the
nothing.
quarterback. All
I don't
right.
need my. I
That
need my.
makes sense.
George, if you're gonna say that,
Wait,
All
I'm
right.
gonna finish. I'm gonna
All
finish.
right.
I mean, finish,
All
but
right.
I don't. My right pass was. I don't need. Nigga, just watch the quarterback. I don't need nothing else.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't.
That's okay.
That's crazy.
No,
Okay.
no, George. If you're gonna say even one person, then that means everybody needs to stick to that.
Because I said athletes.
Then nobody should be doing podcasts. Period. Then.
Really, George?
And you go
Really?
by. You go by
George,
your
yeah.
shit.
Really?
You go by your shit.
Okay.
If you want to
Alright.
be, if you want to be the greatest pass rusher, you want to be the greatest offensive lineman, you want to be the greatest kicker. I feel like if something is distracted, I understand what you're saying, dude. There's 24 hours out of the day. If you only practice for 6-7 hours, you still got 10 plus hours to do something. I understand that, but when you
That
want
is
to,
huge.
listen.
If we're talking about time, because that's what we're talking about. We're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
That's
time
huge.
management.
But
Yep.
if you want to be
15
the best,
12 to 15 hours is a
Right.
big time.
And half
but
the
if
time
you
it's
want
sleeping.
to, if you want to have the best, they're not podcasts. It's just a podcast. They want to have the best podcast out. So you're going to invest time, money, and focal point into that podcast. That may take away from hey,
They don't care
we
about
got
having
to
the best podcast out because they do it on the road on Zoom. So
Exactly.
so in that LeBron cares about having the best podcast out.
But-
because that's why he's not on
Michael-
his shop and he keep his episodes.
So you think-
episodes on
so
the
you
Zoom.
think-
LeBron has a lot of
So
business
you think
ventures.
these? So
Well,
you just think people doing podcasts just to do podcasts?
Yes.
What happened?
To make money.
Yes.
To make money.
Wait, repeat that.
I just think people are doing people athletes that have money that are millionaires are just doing podcasts just to do podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah, to make money.
Yes.
It's a make money.
It's the same as having a restaurant or having any
I
other
understand-
side
wait,
business.
No.
Wait.
But see, here's my thing. I understand they're doing it just to make money, but the quality of the podcast is not going to be good.
Because they're going off their name.
That's exactly
Right.
what it is. It's just
So-
a name thing. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So Michael Parsons is already guaranteed X amount. Here's a perfect example. Both the Kelsey brothers, they're already guaranteed $100 million. They can show up and do sorry ass podcasts for the next 10 months that their contract is. Don't matter. They don't have to put no time into that shit.
No. They have a contract.
Yes.
They
Yes.
Have to, so they
They have to
put
show.
time.
All they have to do is
That
show up.
bonded.
They built that
Yeah.
up though. They had a following, and then they sold
Yeah.
they had a contract. They had a
They
nigga,
sold to,
like
um,
Gillian
Amazon.
Wallow. They had a nigga that
Yeah.
came to them and said, "Yo, I want $100 million for the rights to your podcast."
Yep.
So
Right.
they,
You
so
advertise
they
my
probably have a
shit.
certain amount of episodes that they do.
Contract.
They're required to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I ain't gonna lie though. I think what it is, like dude was saying, like if we like any celebrity, I think we will out podcast them. But due to the fact that they have a big name and it's all about names,
They would get more.
it will overpower us
Yeah.
immediately. I think that's all it is. But
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing. So like you as a athlete or whatever, and you come on and do a podcast, you're gonna get views regardless. Depending on how much followers you have, whether on any type of social media, the minute you decide to do a podcast, you golden.
Your
And
name.
Right.
I wouldn't say that because
Yeah, you would.
there's been some famous people who've been having podcasts.
That shit
and they don't really go anywhere.
It's trash to us because we're more invested into the podcast space compared to them just having their name on a podcast. No disrespect to Fred Warner. I watch Fred Warner podcast and I watch Debo Samuel podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. They're in this space too. Fred Warner does his podcast with his wife. The reason why I watched it because his wife's involvement. But because Fred Warner's name is on it,
You watch it.
it brought me to it. But his wife is a way better podcaster than him because
He's splitting time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel, he has a female on it. I don't know her name right now, but Debo Samuel is talking about just regular bullshit stuff. That, to me, I feel like maybe it's just me just being just having high thought for myself. I feel like we could, like you said, Saab, I feel like we could out-podcast any fucking body. That's anybody that you put in front of us with a name. If you got somebody that don't have a name, I know for a fact we'll kill these motherfuckers. But you put a name like a Joe Budden, a Fred Warner, Micah Parsons, anybody in that, they're going to out-pod us because of their name.
Yeah,
So,
but name and them being consistent.
not necessarily their name. If they're filming the same amount of time,
and them being consistent.
if they film once a week, let's just say, Debo Samuel, the football niggas only film once a week.
Yeah, once a week.
They film once a week. And we film once a week.
Yeah,
They're going to be better than us because of their name.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
them being consistent.
So I'm gonna say this. So you're knocking athletes for
I'm not
both. So I'm saying as far as y'all saying either you're not good enough as a podcaster, and now you're less of an athlete because of it. So we can't ding them both ways. That's sort of what y'all saying right now.
I think what it is that you're not necessarily a good athlete because of the fact that you're not putting craft into whatever you're doing. You're focusing on multiple things. If you come from a high school to college and your main goal was, listen, I'm going to be
the greatest player.
Right.
My profession.
Don't cheat yourself and don't cheat us out of it as well. Put your effort in there and do what you need to do. Now, if you come in and you subpar, you got drafted in the 6th round and you're not really doing nothing and you do a podcast, okay, cool. I don't care about it. I don't.
I feel like
but then you hurt yourself both ways. You don't have the name to have a podcast be successful. You're not good enough as an athlete.
If you're on a team that just made a Super Bowl, yeah, you have a name.
I feel like
you have a name.
You have to build your own equity on
who's this guy? Oh, then I guess what you could do, you have a name, you could bring on other people on your team that come on your podcast.
That builds your
so
name as well.
simple.
But you're using somebody else's name. You use somebody else.
That's a podcast. I'm bringing
such
stars in
on such and such name.
That's what they do.
I'm making the guest name bigger than my own name at that point.
But the guest brings us the
exactly.
views.
So
that's
what you're saying.
But guess what? That builds my name.
Right.
Yeah, but you're putting the guest name real big in the front.
No, I'm putting. This is the Cognac Conversations podcast with Joe Buttons or with XYZ. My name is still first, but because it's this person's name, it's gonna get the looks.
But the YouTube search is gonna be their name.
That's okay, as long as my name is.
It helps you in the long run.
But guess what pops up? Cognac Conversation podcast is gonna pop up. If I had hypothetically speaking, I had Joe Buttons on this podcast. We had Joe Buttons on, right? If they search Joe Buttons podcast. And I hashtag or I tag them in it, our podcast would pop up too. Oh shit, Joe Buttons did this? Let me see this. Even if it's not good, you're still gonna get that click. Same thing with a football player. Let's just say hypothetically speaking, Debo Samuel wasn't a big person, but he had on fucking Marvin Harrison or he had on Randy Moss. They click and think and they go look up Randy Moss on YouTube or whatever. That will pop up and be, oh shit, Debo got a fucking
That's easy
podcast.
promo, bro.
That's easy promo.
That's exactly what it is.
All I gotta do is take a picture with Joe Buttons or a Rory and Maul or like a Gillian Wallow. Guess what? Oh shit, he got a picture with Gillian Wallow?
Yep.
I'm gonna check that podcast out. The podcast may suck, but because of that name, my name can come first.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, bro. I don't see Jalen Hurts. I don't see Patrick Mahomes. I don't see people.
They've both been on the Travis Kelce podcast though during the season.
But they don't have
They're
their own
not current.
podcast.
It's not weekly. They don't got their own shit.
I mean, look, guys.
They're not that personality.
That's all.
Like what
exactly.
Dude said with Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Two of the pillars of the Knicks organization. I get that. I understand that. It's not taken away from what they're doing on the court.
And you're dropping 40 and 50
then
again.
then what's the problem with
the thing is it getting into the next level? Is it? I don't want to compare them to like Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but those are niggas that won the championship. You didn't see neither one of them niggas on no fucking podcast. They didn't create a podcast. You know why? And again, I don't know the inner workings of it.
Okay, so Jalen Brunson, he averaged more points than Jason Tatum and Jaylen
Okay,
Brown.
so again, going back to what Savi said, Zaire Franklin has a podcast, and like you said, Scott, he led the league in tackles. Did it translate into team success? No.
The Knicks went to
The Knicks lost it in the second round to the Indiana Pacers that got smoked by Boston.
And that's because they had a podcast.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
It's because it's because of poor priority, bro.
Exactly.
Yo, here's what I'm gonna say.
Prioritization.
Yo, half of the whole team was hurt.
Lawrence Taylor was the best pass rusher or football player
And there's
ever.
so
and that
much
nigga was getting high
cocaine
off the
every
Pookie.
day.
So I don't hear no
We're
shit
talking
about
about
Well, if you bring
cocaine is way worse than podcasting. So
Yes.
ultimate extreme.
Yes, he
of
did
being
it
super
every
fucked up
game.
off the field.
Can I
and
say-
still
wait,
handling your
time
business
out.
off the field.
And he's
That-
the
that-
greatest pass
Time out.
rusher in the
He's doing
NFL.
that in the
so
locker
you have
room.
no argument that.
I have an argument. I do have an argument.
He's doing the
I do
cocaine.
have an argument.
He's
First-
doing the cocaine in the locker room. So
wait,
that's fine.
Expect him through the
So he-
game.
So that's an
Off
enhancement.
the court is
First of all,
fucked
that's
up.
an upper. Cocaine is an upper. So you going to play. You going to play to your best ability.
We not gonna.
He
give
needs
No, that's
cocaine
an upper.
as
I
a
just want to
supplement
throw that.
helps.
You just pull my points out.
I'm
He
just-
needed to. He needed.
That's an upper.
So you need a podcast to play better? What are you guys saying?
Wait.
No,
no,
First of all,
Time
for the
out.
Knicks,
Time
Julius Randle
out.
got hurt. That's what happened.
Thank you.
Like,
They whole team
Julius
got
Randle
hurt.
was hurt way
No,
before
no,
the
no.
playoffs.
Thibodeau was running them boys to the ground. That's what happened.
No, Brunson
Jalen Brunson got
got
hurt. I'm
hurt.
sorry. Jalen Brunson
Jalen Brunson got hurt in game 3. And they were down 2-1.
He definitely was.
He got hurt in game 3 and they were down 2-1.
He definitely was.
They was already down 2-1.
This is true.
Wait.
Jalen Brunson got hurt in game 3. It was 1-1.
He came back.
He came back and he played game 5 and 6 and they still lost 4-2. What are we talking about?
But he played his
He
ass
got
off for
hurt.
being
Being
hurt.
hurt,
He played
too.
his ass off for being hurt, bro.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm trying to what my
So
point
it's not because he's on a podcast.
Yeah, he was
No,
hurt.
I'm
It's
not
because
saying
he got
it,
hurt.
but here's the thing. He did the podcast in the playoffs.
Huh?
He did the podcast in the playoffs too.
And
Bro.
they
I don't
smoked the.
understand how 15 hours in sacrificing 3
What?
hours.
I'm not
can
listen,
affect
guys, we're not I don't know. I don't know for you,
8
Savi.
hours of work.
I don't know for you, Savi. I don't know for Savi. I'm not saying that they're wrong for for doing other things. I'm not saying they're wrong for doing other
That's
things.
what you're saying.
No. What I'm
because,
saying
because Steph Curry.
listen.
what we're saying is
golfing,
What we're saying is
golfing. Like
What we're saying is prioritization. What we're saying is
who's to say-
prioritization.
All right. So there's only one goal that each team could win.
A championship.
Each sports.
What's the goal for
So
every team?
so it's everybody else's fault other than that one team that won that they didn't win. because
What's the
of poor time management?
Dude,
And it's
what's
It can't.
We
like,
get
that
the
can't be
podcast.
everybody's
The
problem.
podcast
What's the
era is
go-
crazy because
so-
we can only see it now.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Before
Yes.
that, they were still doing shit.
For-
Before that, like
Hold on, time out. Let me ask y'all a question. What's the number one goal for a team in any sport? Championship, right? By any means, right?
Mhm.
Any means. As far as locking in, doing what you got to do, what's best for the team. Now, I agree with you guys. I understand you can take 3-4 hours out your day to do a podcast, to do an interview, to do a Zoom, to do whatever. I get that. What I'm trying to latch on what Savi is saying, like the guys that don't do that have a better advantage compared to the guys that do it because they are pulled in different directions. They are pulled to say, hey, by the way, after your meeting on Tuesday, we need to have a meeting with Nike. We have to have a meeting with YouTube because we're trying to get you this. We're trying to do this. Hey, by the way, I don't know what the brothers Jalen and them are sponsored by, but hey, you got to meet with your sponsors right quick because we need you to shoot this. We need you. You're pulled in different directions.
That's a bad. That's a bad.
that's a
argument.
bad argument.
Why
they
is that a
both-
bad argument?
Because they
also
have
have
2 Super
endorsements.
Bowls and everybody has endorsement.
Yeah,
deals.
everybody has
Okay,
endorsements.
they have
They all
endor-
I think-
meetings.
Okay, they have endorsements to
They-
shoot.
and-
They have endorsements to shoot a commercial, to shoot a campaign, an ad.
It's a
They don't.
They
They
say
They actually
thing.
probably take longer to shoot a commercial.
No,
than
it
to do a
doesn't.
podcast.
Yes, it
a
is.
commercial is 20 minutes. Hey,
No, it's not.
Bro,
No,
there's
it's not.
mad B-roll that they go through before they put them out, bro.
So listen.
They'll
Come
do
on.
like 6
No,
hours, bro,
I think
sometimes.
what you guys are missing.
Even to
is-
do a real commercial.
Yes.
To do a real commercial is an 8-hour job.
Wait,
Okay.
time out.
Yes.
Time out.
It's long, bro. These
Wait,
How about-
y'all missing a key factor though.
compared to producing a podcast.
yeah, well,
an
every,
episode?
Because they don't take on the heavy load of it. The commercial.
We
they have to-
forgot
they
the
have to
word-
Be there
A
for
real-
a long
a real
time.
commercial.
I think we forgot the word agent. Agent prepped them. Hey, listen, you doing a commercial? Give me the script. All right, here, read this shit.
This is what you're
At
reading.
the end of the day,
Exactly.
It's going to take them 8 hours regardless.
Bro,
no.
they have to be there for
If
a
you get
while.
a script or whatever, the script might be given to you 2 weeks or a month prior. hey, just remember this shit if you can, and we go practice.
Oh,
or
so I
whatever.
can't
Let me-
practice my.
No,
I can't
you
go
can still
practice.
Bro, the
No, I can't.
on-site time is a lot.
Hold
When you
on.
go home, read the
I
book.
don't think y'all I don't think you understand a commercial. A commercial is like a real it's
Okay.
like doing a movie.
Dude,
they have trailers.
two commercials,
they
two
have
commercials out
craft
the year compared to a
services.
podcast every week.
Huh?
One or two commercials out of 4 or 5 months compared to a podcast every week. Damn it, the Jalen Brunson and them are shooting like 2-3 times a week.
And-
Yeah, that's because that's from the comfort of their hotel room and their home.
No, they got a studio.
I have a question.
They have a
though.
studio
Wait,
in New
I
York.
I just thought about this.
All right, then they just go to that.
Wait,
but
tell
when
me-
they're on the road, they're probably just doing it
Hey.
in their hotel room. But doing a full blown commercial is a full
It's a
day's
job.
work.
Hold up,
It's a
time out.
job.
Time out.
Okay, but
I,
how many
I have a question.
It's
Wait,
not
time out.
like
What?
1, 2, 3.
What commercial do any athlete? We are speaking about athletes, right? Just to make
Yes.
sure. What commercial do an athlete have to sit there and talk forever?
You
This
gotta
is
do takes, bro.
Bro, you
this-
have to be on
this-
site.
this
Gatorade is it in
Hey,
you?
that's it. You say the fucking look. You said the name. You
No.
sit down. You want to talk about McDonald's?
No.
You want to talk about donate? This
Because-
it says it right there.
Hi, my name is such and such. I drive a Mercedes Benz.
No,
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 bro, it's not
no.
that
First
simple,
of all,
bro. It's not.
most likely he's not gonna be the only person in the commercial. There's a whole bunch of other moving.
I understand.
in the
There's other
commercial.
moving parts in it. Yes.
He might not come out till hour 9.
You got
He
stay.
might have to wait till
He
they
got
finish.
staged
But
in
he
the
still
whole
gotta
time.
be there the
And-
whole
but
day.
he gotta be there.
Okay.
It don't matter who you are. Beyonce, Jay-Z, it don't matter. Everybody has to do. Denzel Washington.
Guess what?
It don't matter.
They're
Guess
gonna have
what?
you shoot
So
shit that they're
hold
not
on.
even gonna put
So-
out, bro.
So time out. So if I'm sitting in the trailer for 8-9 hours, right? I'm just sitting there waiting for my one line that I have to say or 2 lines that I have to say. Compared to doing a podcast where I'm the face, I'm the brand, I have to come up with. Let's
It's
all
about
right.
time management. Time is time
Okay, but-
is
they're
but
going
I got-
through makeup. They're going through lines. They're
Yeah.
going through
I
the
ain't.
physical beat.
Yeah, but
I ain't gonna
But
hold
if
y'all
you're
though.
doing, but if you're doing,
makeup gonna take him an hour.
but if you're doing a,
Bingo.
but if you're doing
And
a,
here.
but hold on, if you're doing a podcast, right, where you have to sit hour 20, let's just say on the low end, 45 to 50 minutes, an hour, to come up with thoughts and process stuff. After I know after this, I got to go do film study. I got to do XYZ. I'm gonna take away from my thought of, oh shit, you know what? I can skip that film study. I'll watch that shit tomorrow.
Time management. They got a day for
Nah,
doing that. They
I
got a
don't
day
think-
for not
I
doing
don't
that.
think nobody-
You don't have that many
nobody
days.
I'll say it like this: nobody is risking their real job for their side job. So what the
Yes.
fuck are you talking about?
Yes.
Nobody's
Listen.
taking. I'm not taking away, especially quarterbacks do this because they have to watch. Typically, have to watch the most film.
I hate.
You're
you,
not-
I hate when you guys.
You're not
I'm
risking
not-
your real.
Nobody's risking their real job for their
Scott,
side
you're
job.
not risking your real job from your side job because all you gotta do is show up for your real job just to be there. But we're talking about production. If I'm the star player and I'm saying, you know what, every night they're expecting me to put, just basketball terms, they're expecting me to put 30 XYZ, lead my team to the win.
Yeah.
If I gotta do that, but then I also gotta rate, all right, guys, ayo, by the way, I gotta jet out this meeting early, or I gotta miss this meeting because they always say because of a personal reason. When lo and behold, they gotta shoot a podcast.
Well,
No one's running out of their
Wait.
team.
Nah.
Paul George-
time out. Wait,
The
time out.
biggest thing was Paul
Wait.
George podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Paul George was also injured too, so he had. So when you're
Yeah.
injured, you have the right to step away from your team and do your own thing. Basketball niggas do it all the time.
There's no
Right.
active NBA player
Listen.
saying I need to rush home and leave.
Yo,
my,
I'm gonna be
my
honest with
team."
you.
And leave
They're
my
not saying
$45
that.
million
So,
job.
time
It's
out.
guaranteed money.
Okay, can we go back to like to the commercial type shit? So if we doing the commercial type shit, right? You have your agent. Your agent's like, yo, listen, he can't do this right now, man. He's practicing, doing X, Y, Z.
Yeah, he
He's
said
booked
yes
right
or
now.
no.
Hey, listen, how about we push this shit back around like let's say spring. Around
They're
spring.
gonna say nah. We got another nigga.
Okay, cool, fine, no problem. My guy can't do it right now.
You lose your money.
Simple
No.
as that. Simple as that.
Or it could be like, hey, listen, man, you guys want me to shoot at how many commercials? Oh, you want me to do like 3 commercials? Let's do it around the summertime. I'm free. Let's go. And you drop that shit whenever you decide to drop it off. And
If
that's
they
it.
want to do it.
There's the same way a player could do time management is the same way another like Gatorade could do time management. Oh, this we can't have
You can't tell the
we-
But
can't tell
Gatorade-
the brand to tell them
Yeah,
nah. You
Brands-
can't tell the
brands do
brand.
stuff off of like period.
If you got a
periodization.
contract,
Bro.
you base on the contract.
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll try to accommodate you, but
Yes.
they have a thing for a periodization.
Yes.
Like,
That's-
yo, we
that's-
have to have this ad out for this campaign,
Exactly.
for this thing
that's
on time,
and,
bro.
that, and that's fair. That's perfectly fair.
Yeah, because because they have to do that.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
It's not gonna work for them. They have to do things for the quarter and shit like that. Like,
Yeah,
they
each
can't
quarter.
just like,
But-
we just reschedule.
But you as an agent, though, that's your job, is to make sure your player is on time. He's doing what he needs to do as well. So therefore, it helps him even more with the time management situation. So that's why.
So the agent can't help but do the podcast.
Listen.
The agent actually does set that up.
He does. He sets it up or whatever. But at the end of the day, you yourself, you're gonna be in front of the camera. You need to know what the fuck you're speaking of and what you seen from your own perspective as well. You can't just be like, yeah, man, they were shooting, or yo, you saw LeBron, yo, you see him fall. Oh, I ain't see it. What happened? Oh yeah, he twisted his ankle, whatever. But I'm just saying, my whole point of this shit, and I'm kind of happy I brought this shit up too, is just the fact that if you as an athlete, I don't care about the position, if your team is struggling and you still on a podcast every fucking day, not every day, every week, once a week, and you put in all your time and effort to that, that's poor management. You don't deserve to be playing you don't be deserving to play any type of sports because you can't do both.
What happened?
Do both.
What happened? Have a
You
team
can't.
that have no play doing podcast, but the team still suck.
'Cause
What the
there's-
hell that means?
Wait, repeat that again?
So it have a team that had a team.
no podcasters,
Nope.
but it's trash.
Trash.
The whole team is
Cause-
The whole
Because-
team trash, but
because-
no podcast. So
Because
what?
Larry Fitzgerald was
get
the
fuck,
biggest
get,
nigga
GM,
ever.
get the fuck out of here.
Still be great. Still want to work with
outta
you.
here.
Yeah, but
Still
I
be
don't
great
say
for
that's-
yourself.
But personally, but
Still
this-
be great for yourself.
Yeah,
But they're not being great for
yourself.
themselves.
If the team is trash,
If
and
the
you
team-
still
but,
doing
okay,
good.
but if the team is trash and you're trash just like the team, that's
No.
different.
We're not saying that. We're saying
No,
you're
I'm
a
not
good
saying
player.
that.
You're a good player on a bad team,
Team,
There's
and
nothing
you don't
more
have a
you can do to
podcast.
help the team.
So
Yes.
you're saying the team is trash,
and you have no
Yo,
podcast.
you had a
think
podcast.
Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald was great, nigga. You never heard nothing off the field about this nigga.
And he had
for
some
15
bad teams.
years, and he played on some horrible teams.
I had nobody.
Well,
So there's nothing more he could have physically done.
Yes.
To fucking help them.
Yes.
So if he would have done a podcast once a year, I want to hear one bad thing you would have to say about it.
So, with Larry Fitzgerald, he's not as talkative. I think we all know that he's not a talkative person. He's more of an action type person. So therefore, you can't really change the person's makeup on like, I need you to be more vocal. He probably might tell you, hey, listen, man, I need you to get out this break here. He might give you some pointers, but he's not going to be a vocal leader. He's never a vocal leader. He's a quiet. He's a I do it.
He brings
how
nothing,
I see.
He brings nothing to the podcast space.
Right. So that's not really a good argument for you guys to throw
The
at me.
argument is, what is the purpose? What does a great player have to do on a bad team? Like if he has other business,
If he has
what
the
more
numbers,
can he
but the
do?
team just sucks.
what more can he do?
So you're saying if
There's some guys.
He can do a couple of things.
There's been a lot of guys that have been great on bad teams. It don't matter if they did a podcast, had a side business,
A couple
8 girls they having on the side, or what.
So
They couldn't have done nothing more or less to hurt the team.
So your question is, what should he do?
What could he do?
Ask for a trade.
Half the team don't want to trade him.
Ask for a trade.
The fuck you?
You wasting your time.
Yo, what is next topic?
Wasting your time on a team that doesn't want to. If you're the only one progressing and your team not, and you doing your absolute best to motivate or to evaluate or just
Yo,
do everything, and it's not working.
Nothing about
Get the
sports.
fuck out of there, bro. I don't know nothing about sports.
Bro, you can't say that. If I ask
If
for
I
a trade,
trade you, a
the
whole
shit-
lot of people say, "Hey, give me the fuck out of here."
and the
you don't
team
see
say
the fucking
no.
Browns?
You see the team say no. What are you gonna do?
Eventually, get the fuck out. They leave. Eventually, say no, but they eventually let them go off.
After
They
the contract done.
What are you talking?
They
Get
bench-
him
they
the fuck
bench him.
out of there. He
They
don't want to be
bench
there.
A lot of teams.
What are you talking
if I
about?
go, Sabi,
this-
you're messing up. So if I say I don't want to play here, another team not gonna take me because I got a bad
I'm
attitude.
going to sit the fuck
Yeah,
down.
they're gonna say that.
That's perfectly.
You losing.
No,
period.
no, you're not. If anybody, listen. If I'm a
I
GM,
got a case.
throw it.
The San Francisco linebacker. He said I don't want to go back to the game. The San Francisco bench him.
That's
for
tricky
3 days.
because we don't know what the fuck he's going through.
Yeah.
There's no detail behind that.
And he said he was going to do some stuff off the field.
Yeah, but you
There's
can't-
a thing about loyalism in sports.
Yes.
So the team does not want. So fan bases usually demonize the player for when the player leaves. So
Yes.
players have stuck it out for the team longer than they've actually.
So what's the same thing as a GM getting rid of Saquon Barkley?
That's
Because he wanted to
That's
stay.
business.
But he said,
But
so that's not business for him though.
That's business.
but
That's not business for the player.
It is business because he's going to.
That's not business for the player though.
He's going into business.
I want to go to a team that motivates me as
the
well.
Giants didn't want to give him the money, so go to another team
that's
to
the
pay
Giants'
you.
fault at that point. I'm a Giants fan. We got to take that on the chin. That's us.
I'm just
I wasn't.
saying.
He said he want that much money, and Giants said we can't. We
we're
got
not
a hole.
paying him.
We're not paying. We got so many holes in our team.
Hey, listen,
we was getting
listen.
everything out of Saquon for the last 2 years without necessarily giving him a long-term deal. That's our fucking fault.
Yeah.
I could take that.
Yeah,
But he wasn't trying to leave.
that,
He
take
even
that.
said I would have re-signed too.
yeah, but the right
For the
right amount.
money, for the right money. He
Our
would've
team
came back.
is trash. We
And I
don't
would've
need a
felt bad
running
for
back.
him because we would have burnt him out and not did what the fuck we supposed to do.
There you go.
Hey,
Let him go.
I put it you this way to put a cap on it. If I seen Daniel Jones do a fucking podcast, I would.
I shoot that nigga.
I'll be pissed.
I'll watch it.
dickhead.
I'll watch
You a
it.
dickhead.
'Cause I want to hear. I want to hear what the fuck he said about what was going on.
Wait, he
Like,
can't throw. He can't throw.
I
he
want to
can't-
know.
He can't be a
I
quarterback.
want to know what's going on in the GM and the head coach point of view. Like he has a whole lot of stories that we personally won't know. So I'll
He was a
probably
bad
watch it
quarterback, and you got picked in the wrong spot.
I
That's
hear it, man. I'm glad we got to this case,
Well,
though, Larry.
Well, since Savi said take that.
No, I ain't taking
No.
that.
We're talking.
Nah.
Nah.
No, we're gonna move on.
We gotta fight
Y'all
after
still
this.
ain't answer me how Lawrence Taylor could be the highest nigga off the field, but still be good on
Because,
the field.
like he
and y'all
said-
niggas don't care about that.
Like
no
he
more.
said, it's an upper. That doesn't affect him.
Yes, it did.
Doing
It gave him
cocaine
powers to
does-
do.
They give me extra power to do.
To be a great athlete.
You need a
This nigga
different.
was a great athlete.
That's
North
like
Carolina
steroids. Cocaine for him was like steroids.
This is
pretty
why-
If he was off, I bet you was off cocaine. He wasn't be doing what you gonna be doing.
Listen, man.
All right.
Yes or no?
Anyway,
y'all uses cocaine as a fucking preparatory agent
Yes,
for
cocaine.
a
Yes,
fucking
cocaine.
football game is crazy.
Cocaine to him was like protein.
Fuck you.
Yeah, get out of here.
Crush that shit up, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was like protein shake, right?
Baby.
Protein.